Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I focus on fashion, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, fragrances, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, please think about clicking on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and click on that notification bell. I usually upload twice a week, which is Sundays and Thursdays, so I don't want you to miss a video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you guys. I asked you guys to ask me anything on Instagram. Being that I just moved, I figured you guys may have some questions, and it allows me to get settled before, you know, I'm having to actually go back to my original content because y'all, the house is a mess, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Q&A. Okay, y'all, so I have all the questions pulled up here. We're gonna go through all of these questions, and if you hear an echo, it's because I cannot find the battery to my filming camera, so I'm using my vlogging camera. So I apologize for the quality and also the sound quality, but just bear with me, girl, because I know the battery is around here somewhere. Okay, so the first question is, will you be doing Vlogmas and happy holidays? So obviously I will not be doing Vlogmas. I think it's December 2nd. Honestly, I just don't have the time to do Vlogmas. Thinking about Vlogmas is such a daunting task to me. If some of you may not know this, but I actually work a 9-to-5 in finance, and then I also do social media content as well. So it's like I don't even have the time to create a video every single day, edit it, and have it uploaded. So no, I will not be doing Vlogmas this year, but I'm definitely going to be watching everyone else's Vlogmas, you know, when I get a chance. The next question is, what is one thing you want to achieve next year? So next year, I definitely want to work on my own brand, having something tangible that I can bring to you guys. I've kind of been brainstorming and working on a few things, getting samples and stuff like that, but that's definitely one of my goals. We'll see what happens. I know that when I write things down, they usually come true, and it doesn't have to be within a certain time frame, but I have notes like in my phone from like 2017, and I'm literally living those goals right now. So I definitely wrote it down, and we'll see what happens. So the next question is, would you ever quit your 9-to-5 for YouTube? And the short answer is no. I would not quit my 9-to-5 for YouTube, but I would quit my 9-to-5 if all of the other things that I have my hand in, if they become more lucrative than my 9-to-5. So right now, YouTube and Instagram content is way more lucrative than my 9-to-5. However, if you know me, you know that I do not like to depend on YouTube because I feel like it's a very fickle business. And for me, I like to know that I'm earning my income with my talent and my mind, not necessarily how somebody may want to view me that day, if they like my outfit or if they like my hair or makeup or not that day. So that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time like letting go of the stability of my 9-to-5. Though I make very stable and great money here on social media, I just like to have my hands in a few different things just for stability. That's just my preference. But I definitely could. I could have quit my 9-to-5 a while ago, to be honest with you. And I'm not gonna lie, I have toyed with the idea because I've just been through a lot of things this year, and it's been very stressful for me. And I'm thinking taking one thing off of my plate would definitely be a help. And the one thing that makes the least amount of money would be my 9-to-5. So I've definitely toyed with the idea, but I'm just not comfortable doing that right now. So yeah, that's the answer right there. No, I would not quit it just for YouTube, but if I get 3 more things going on, I will. So I'm also getting a lot of congratulations. If you don't know, I did move into a new house, hence the echo, hence like, girl, it's a mess. Okay, that's why I'm in this little area right here filming this video on my vlogging camera. But thank you so much. I also just wanted to take the time out to just appreciate you guys. You guys have supported me. You guys have been with me since moving from my parents' house to buying my first condo to now buying this home. And I really do appreciate your support. You guys are always rooting for me in the comment section. I'm just so grateful for such a safe space for women, especially what I like to call millennial divas like myself, and just women that set goals for themselves and they don't wait on anybody to achieve those goals. anything that you want, you can have it with or without anyone, okay? So that is one thing that I'm super grateful for when it comes to my audience, and we're all on the same page here. This is not the end all be all. Even though I did just buy a new home, I'm always looking towards the future. And yeah, so I am just so appreciative of you guys, and thank you so much for all of the well wishes and congratulations on my new home. So the next question is, hi Brittany, how are you and your family doing? My condolences to your family. So I did want to touch on this as well. I know I've hinted around and kind of spoke about some things that I've been going through over the past probably like 5 or 6 months, y'all. And though I do show up for you guys, I show up for YouTube and all of that, I'm not gonna sit here and say it has not been a challenge at times. YouTube is an outlet for me, but at a point when you just have so much on your plate, sometimes it can be a daunting task. And you know, I lost my sister back in April of this year, and since then we've had like 5 deaths in my family, and none of these have been due to COVID, but definitely deaths that have really affected me. Obviously, you know, these are my family members, but also has just put so many things into perspective. And back to that mental health thing, I mean, it's so important to take care of yourself, and that's what I've been trying to do. You guys may notice that I have pulled away a little bit from social media, from YouTube and stuff like that. I mean, I still show up, but you know, I'm just not as present as I used to be. And I know now, I was going to say, I know now that that's okay. Sometimes you have to take time for yourself and do things that bring you peace. And yes, I love YouTube. I love the community that I have here, but let's be honest, the internet can be a bit weird, and it has been. I know for me, people were trying to dig around, trying to find out what happened to my sister and all that. It's like, when I saw that, I was over it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, no, disconnect. So there's another question in here asking, you know, did I stop doing lives? So I stopped doing lives around that time. And it was because simply I just did not want to talk. You know, sometimes you just don't want to have a conversation. I was going through a lot. I still am. I'm coping well. Thank God. You know, I am coping well as can be, and better than I think that maybe I could be doing, but it is still a challenge every single day. And I'm just being super cognizant and trying to be present for myself to be able to gauge what I need, what I don't need, you know, the time that I need to take off for myself, all those things. So definitely paying more attention to myself and just giving myself grace, you know? So yeah, that's what's been going on. And on top of those deaths, of course, they affect family in so many different ways. And that's been one of the hardest things that I've dealt with in the loss, you know, is trying to be there and support my family, but also, you know, it hurts me to see them hurting and to see them break down in so many different ways. I'm not talking about like crying, just like falling apart. So, you know, it's been a lot, but by God's grace, I am still here and look, like still able to close on a home. So it's one of those things where I found myself feeling guilty at times. Like, man, I have these great things going on that I want to celebrate, but I don't feel like I deserve to because so many people around me are hurting, and they're still so supportive of the great things that I am doing. But it just feels so, it just feels inappropriate sometimes, you know? But I have to remember that God has placed me here for a reason, and he shows me that every single day. Anytime I'm feeling down, I promise you, there's always a sign that I'm doing something right, and I appreciate that. So yeah, it's been a lot. So the next question is, how have you maintained your weight loss? Now, it's an interesting subject for me because I am always hard on myself, and I was never at my goal weight per se. I was definitely happy with my weight. I'm still happy with my weight now, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to lose weight or change anything. I'm just confident. You know, the older you get, the more you just know how to stand in your own stuff and just live out loud. And that's what I do. But I have maintained just by being cognizant of what I eat. Now, yes, I indulge, I enjoy all of those things. I try to stay away from carbs too. So you'll notice I eat a lot of meats and vegetables and stuff like that. I do have my cocktails and stuff, but I don't really do a lot of sugar and carbs. Coffee is sugar free unless, you know, I want to treat myself with the pumpkin cold foam. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, I am cognizant, but that does not mean that I deprive myself. I'm not working out currently, but I will say I have lost a little bit of weight because I was trying, and then also all of this stuff been happening with my family, me moving and all of that. I just haven't even had time to really eat like that. I may eat once a day. So I don't have, you know, a surefire way to show you this routine that I'm doing because I'm not on one, okay? But those are just some of the things that I keep in mind. Okay, the next question is, are there any specific luxury brands you're comfortable sharing that you're not interested in, and why? I guess, well, I don't have a hate towards any brands per se that I can think of off the top of my head. Certain brands that I'm just not interested in is like Montclair. Like, I don't need a Montclair coat. I don't live in a place where, you know, we're having blizzards every single day. But I know that at a point it was definitely a trend to have a Montclair coat. You know, there are things that I don't love from brands, but I'm a fashion girl. I love fashion, y'all. I love things, and I can always see and appreciate certain things. You know, I will say I've never bought anything from the Yeezy brand. It's just not really my vibe. And I'm not one that's gonna sit there and wait in line to get something or pay a complete upcharge for it. It's a no for me, okay? It's a no for me. Okay, next question is, what motivates you to always stay on your hustle every day? By the way, love your style. Thank you, sis. What motivates me is just the promise that I've made to myself is that I will continue to be diligent and I will continue to be present. I prayed about this a long time ago because social media is not something that I really wanted to do. I am a private person. I wouldn't say shy, but I'm definitely like a reserved person at times. And it just wasn't something that I really wanted to step into. However, along the way, God has shown me that this is what He has for me. And my prayer was always to be accepting of what my assignment was. And this for sure is my assignment, because no matter what has been thrown my way to knock me off or to throw me off or whatever, God is still so good, and He still reminds me every single day, this is the path, you know? So I'm so grateful for that, but that's what really motivates me. Also, just knowing that I can. Before, I never even saw myself doing these things. And now that I have accomplished certain goals, that gives me more ammunition to show myself and to prove to myself that I can do more and more and more. And now I'm just hungry for it. You know, I'm super hungry for just growth, not necessarily money or success in numbers and things like that, but the growth. I don't want to be in the same place that I was last year, last month, last week, whether that's mental, whether that's you know, content wise, any of that. And sometimes you just got to be on yourself, because nobody is going to be there every single day to motivate you. So you have to learn to be your own motivating force. And that's something that I had to learn, because I tell y'all this all the time. I used to consider myself lazy. I've now stopped saying that, because clearly I've proven that I'm not. But that doesn't mean that I wake up every day saying, oh, I cannot wait to work, you know, a 10-hour shift and then film content afterwards. Yeah, no, it's not that kind of party. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I need a 3rd cup of coffee. I have to go to work. I've now been stressed with work. Now I have to do this. So, you know, I feel it just like everybody else, but if I'm able, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, that's what motivates me. Just knowing that I can. Seeing that I have accomplished things, and it just motivates me to move forward and to keep grinding. Like, man, like I can say it's beautiful. You know, once you step out on faith, it's beautiful what can come of that. Okay, next question is, what is your favorite thing about your new home? My favorite thing is the space. That's main thing. I also like, you know, I have an island, even though I had like a little bar situation at the condo. I like that I have an island, but more than anything, it's my own garage and it is the space, okay? I love it. Next question, do you want kids? I've talked about this before. I would not mind kids, but I feel like I'm young. I feel like I'm in my 20s, like I still have a lot of time, and I know that biologically, I guess I don't, because I don't want to be an old mom, first of all. But also, you know, I'm 34 years old, and they say, you know, you may want to start thinking about those things. But right now, I am just not. I'm not prepared. I don't want children right now. I feel like children would slow me down. I know that when I have a child, I will definitely adjust my life to that child and make sure that they have everything that they need, want, all those things. But right now, I'm just, girl, I can barely get up myself. I can barely get myself dressed on time. Okay, so no, not right now, but I would not mind having a kid or two. I don't know why it's always kids. Okay, one will do. People always ask you, do you want children? Where's the Ren coming in? Why are we doing Ren? Okay, child. Next question, top 3 wig stores. So TCC Hair for sure. The next one would be Hair VV. I like that they come already ready. And I also like Beauty Forever Hair too. They have some really good wigs. Next question, do you get invited to go to blogger events? So yes, I do all the time. I don't always go. I live in Nashville, so you know, sometimes or most of the times these events are in New York or California, whatever have you. So I'm not just gonna hop on a plane to go to an event where it's not sponsored, just to be honest with you, unless it's just something that I'm really interested in. And the events are like held on a Wednesday or, you know, just during the week, and I work. So yeah, I was offered to go to New York Fashion Week from a hotel, and they wanted to host me, but I had so much going on around that time, it just wouldn't have been a good idea. And we do have a few blogger events here, but I used to go to them a lot more, but I probably haven't been to one since COVID. Okay, next question. Did you move into something bigger or did you downsize? Definitely something bigger. This is like double the size of my condo, because that's the reason why I moved, for real. I needed more space, okay? I was busting at the seams in the condo and it was just time. Okay, next question is, if you had to stop buying shoes, bags, or fragrances for a year, which would you choose and why? That is such a good question. And I may be cheating on this, but I feel like I could stop buying clothes. Oh, they said shoes, bags, or fragrances. Okay, I feel like I could stop buying shoes because, you know, I am sponsored by several brands that I absolutely love. So I can still kind of get my shoes here and there. I think most people would think fragrances is the easy answer. And I was thinking that too. But fragrance is one of those things that's like, it's such a memory for me. It makes me happy. It's kind of like that morning coffee for me. When I get a new fragrance, it's more than just, I just spent another $130 or $150 or whatever the price is. It's more than that for me. So I don't know if I could go a whole year without buying a fragrance. Trust and believe I have enough to last me though. So it may be easy to do fragrances. Let's say fragrance. I'll go with fragrances because I do have several fragrances that I absolutely love and I don't need another one. Okay. Next question. Hey sis, what are some of the best boots for wide calves? Honestly, I found some of the best boots are the lower end boots. So like the Misguided boots. Who else does wide calf boots? Fashion to Figure does wide calf. Even Public Desire, they have wide. ASOS, places like that. My sister has purchased shoes from like Shoe Dazzle and stuff like that, and they have wide calf boots. For me, my calves measure like around a 15, so it's like I can usually wear certain boots. But also, if you are interested in boots, you can get them stretched out, I'm sure, if they don't have like zippers and stuff like that. And my girl Sade from La Sade, she actually gets material added to hers, so which is a really good idea. I wish we had like a really good cobbler here. If we do, I don't know about them, but that's a really good idea so that you can just transform any boot to fit you perfectly. Next question, will you use the IKEA system for your closet in your new home? So that was the plan. So it's crazy because one of the bigger the bigger packs wardrobes or whatever, it will not fit in there. I'm gonna have to take it all down. But I actually have a consultation on Monday from a closet company to come in and kind of give me a quote and estimate on what they can do to transform the room, because the IKEA pack system that I have, I actually ended up getting it for free because they sent me through too much. Okay, they sent me through too much the last time. So do I want to, and in this new space I would need at least 3 more wardrobes. So I'm like, do I really want to go through that again? That's why I'm just waiting to see, and I'm gonna see what the quote is looking like. I might, if the quote is like ridiculous, I might just, you know, bite the bullet and buy more packs wardrobes. But if not, I'm just gonna let them go in and do everything custom. Next question is, how long have you been with your boyfriend and are you contemplating marriage? So we've been together about 4 years, or 3.5 maybe. And yes, we've definitely talked about marriage and all of that. I'm just in grind mode right now. I'm not even thinking about any of that. He's younger too, so it's like we're on the same page when it comes to that, and that's the beauty of it. You know, that's not like a driving force for us. We know what we want, but we don't feel like we need to rush, you know, according to societal norms or anything like that. And I'm just a little different anyway. As you see, I'm gonna do all the things that certain people would say, oh, do this when you have a husband. I'm gonna do it by myself just cause, like, that's just me, you know. But yes, we have definitely talked about it. Next question is, a lot of these, do you see yourself getting married and having children? We've already touched on that. The next question is, how are you mentally? So let me say, on one hand, I am blessed, I am grateful, I am thankful, and I'm doing good. But on the other hand, I'm like tired, I am stressed, I am overwhelmed. Yeah, but there's always 2 sides of a coin to life, you know? So I choose the glass half full, then the glass half empty. That's what I'm gonna choose. Next question, how has the moving process been? Girl, it was a hassle and a half. I originally hired packers to pack up everything. Then the closing was postponed. So many things going on, okay? So many things. Closing was postponed, so I ended up having to live a little longer in the condo. So I'm like, halt the packing. Then it's like we ended up closing abruptly before the holidays. So my dad ended up packing everything up for me because I just cannot, okay? I cannot be bothered with it. So that's why it's been a hassle unpacking, because you know, he's my dad. He's just throwing stuff in that box, and some things are labeled and some things are not. So I'm literally having to go box by box to figure out everything. But overall, it's still a blessing, you know, to even have family to help you. Next, how do you choose your luxury fashion jewelry pieces? So when you say luxury, do you mean like the Chanel's and the Dior's, or do you mean like the Van Cleef's and the Cartier? If you mean like the Chanel and Dior, you know, it's trendy pieces that I really like. I've always wanted like large Chanel double C earrings, which I got. I've always wanted the studs, which I do have. So these are things that I've kind of wanted since I was younger and would see them on TV and stuff like that. And also the same with the actual fine jewelry side too. I've always wanted a Rolex because my parents have them. And then when it came to the Cartier Love Bangle, I'd never forget, y'all. I was like probably in the 11th grade, and my uncle's a jeweler, so I was like, I want a Cartier Love Bangle. Not even realizing what I was asking for, not realizing this is like a $4,000 bracelet, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yep, that's what I want for Christmas. So that's something that I've always wanted. Van Cleef is a brand that I've always wanted to get into as well. The Malachite, I absolutely love it, even though I did not go for that one on my first one. You know, these are just things that I've wanted for a very long time. But like I said, when it comes to like the costume jewelry from the brands, it's whatever catches my eye at the moment, to be honest. But just to be real, I'm pretty good on jewelry right now. I have enough. Okay. Next question is, how are you really, and have you stopped going live on IG? I kind of touched on that. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, sis. And yes, I kind of have stopped going live. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ever do it again. I've been contemplating, you know, bringing the lives back. I don't know if we're going to be on there as long as we used to be, but you know, when we get started, it is definitely a long live. So yeah, I'll be back at some point. A lot of, would you ever quit your jobs? We've talked about that. Next question is, how do you balance influencer work life without getting overwhelmed? Girl, I don't. I am overwhelmed right this second. This question is overwhelming to me. I am constantly overwhelmed these days, but I also think that it's because life, you know, life has happened and it will continue to. So new levels, new devils. It's just me getting acclimated and adjusted. But listen, I'm always overwhelmed. So do it while overwhelmed, do it while tired, do it while stressed. There's no excuse. You also had another question. You said, will you ever do a mother-daughter fashion vlog or love for fashion with your mom? It depends on if my mom wants to get on camera. So far, she has not wanted to be on camera. Because, you know, they think the internet crazy. But we'll see. I'll ask her. Next question is, how do you deal with rude comments from followers? So I've honestly been blessed to have predominantly positive comments. I don't bother nobody, so I don't feel like I should even bring in negative comments or negativity. My page is very positive. I don't do messy things on my page or anything like that. So predominantly I have really great followers and supporters and comments, but every now and then, of course, you're going to have a person with a rude comment, and 9 times out of 10 I'm just not going to respond, or I'll just answer the question that they think that they're being smart about, you know, asking me. I'll answer it. I don't have a problem. There's no hiding here. What you want to know, girl? Okay, because it's like they still gonna tap on the video for the next one to find out what you're doing next. I promise you, every time I upload a video, I have 2 dislikes immediately within the first 2 to 3 seconds. I'm like, what part of the video did you not like? The hi guys? But they clearly have their notifications on, and we appreciate that. So yeah, I don't deal with it, you know, in a negative way. And you also never know what other people are going through. There has been times where someone has actually like messaged me anonymously, like on Instagram and stuff, and I'll respond to them. And as soon as you respond to them and you kill them with kindness, they're coming back like, wow, I didn't think you would respond. It's like, so you just wanted to be seen. Well, I'm glad that I was able to do that, because now you see yourself. You know what I mean? Some people just spew the stuff out and they don't think that anybody's gonna react to it. But I'm never gonna give it energy. We do not feed the trolls around here. We move with grace. Next question is, how did you get started? Are there any tips you can give to a newbie? So I started YouTube back in 2012 because I had a fashion blog. If you've been around that long, you would know. I started blogging like in 2009. So I blogged for a long time, but then I started to get a lot of questions about my hair and where I shopped and all those things. And though I did detail those things on the blog, I felt that it would be a little easier to just talk it through. I'm much more of a talker than I am a writer. So yeah, that's how I got started with YouTube. And for a newbie, I would just say the main thing, you know, camera equipment, all that stuff will come, but be consistent and start where you are. Start where you are. Everybody's first few videos are trash, and even though they may not be trash to you as the viewer, they are definitely trash to the person who is creating the content. We all go through it. So start where you are and allow yourself to grow. A lot of people want to get to a point where it's perfect, and they'll be waiting their whole lives before they follow their dreams. So that's how I got started, and that's my advice for anybody who wants to do YouTube. There's enough room for all of us. There is so much space out here to thrive. Please start if this is something that you are passionate about, and do not do something like this when it comes to like social media, YouTube, for money. It takes a while, okay? Next, do you plan to quit your job? Let's see. Next question, what was your house buying experience like for the second time? Did you learn anything? I will say it was much more hectic and stressful the second time around because we did a new build. And listen, I'm picky apparently, because I'm like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. You need to paint that, you need to do, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you have to be so meticulous about things, and it's just so much more involvement. The last time I closed, I didn't even know. My realtor handled everything to the point to where he was like, yeah, you close next week. And I was still showing him like different houses that I wanted to look at, and we were under contract. So yeah, definitely much more stressful this time, but it's all a learning process, and it's just gonna help me you know, moving forward. Next question, are you and your man moving in together? The answer is no. I live alone. I love living alone. And we're not married, so we don't have a reason to move in together. In my opinion, I don't knock anybody who does do that, but no, that's not the one for me at this time. So the answer is no. Okay, next question. What is the thought process when putting together an outfit? So the first thing I think about is an item that I really, really, really want to wear at the moment. It may be a pair of sunglasses that I've been dying to wear. It may be a pair of shoes. It may be a bag, whatever. Then I decide, how do I feel? You know, how do I want to, like, do I want to be like super feminine? Do I want to be a little edgy? All those things. So I always start with one item that I'm super passionate about that day. And then the weather and all of that comes into play later. Last but not least, I think about the environment, because I'm going to show up, period. I'm just going to show up, girl. Okay. Now I'm not going to walk in with sequins on and we're going rock climbing. No. Okay, hence sequence today. But I'm just saying, you know, I'm going to show up regardless. I don't be caring about all the extra, because I'm just gonna do me. Next question, do you ever have trouble with knee-high or over-the-knee boots? I do, please help. So yes, sometimes, and those boots, I just don't buy them. So that's just me. Like, if I feel like, oh, these are gonna be like too tight or annoying, listen, comfort is key. I do not want a shoe that hurts my feet, period. So some knee-high boots, yes, they do not fit up the calf, and you just got to keep going until you find something that you like. Okay, y'all, so the next question is, this may have been answered before, but why did you move? I hope all is well. I literally moved just because I wanted more space. And then also, it was never a goal of mine that wasn't a forever home for me. So yeah, you know, it's funny. Like I said, write it down, make it happen. I literally said that I would be moving after being there 3 years, and it's literally 3 years, y'all. That's crazy, right? Literally. I wasn't working towards it or anything. I just been stepping in life. And then it just happen. It's so crazy how that works. So I literally moved just for more space though. Next question, how do you decide on how much of your privacy to give up or show? This is a good one. So when I first started vlogging, because that's where, you know, the vulnerability, I guess, can come in, because you're showing more of your life and your personality. I didn't even think about, I don't want to show this. I mean, obviously my address and certain stuff like that, but I didn't think about it until people started being weird. Then that's when I was like, okay, I need to pull back a little bit, because when I film, and I know, well, I don't know, but maybe a lot of people say this, I literally don't think about the numbers when I am creating content. I don't. I literally sit here, I'm talking to a camera. Yes, I'm engaged and I'm talking to my supporters, but I only view them as my supporters. I don't even think about, there could be people out there who watch your every move and can't stand you, or, you know, out of the 100 and something thousand of y'all, there could be half that are preying on your downfall. See, those are not that's not the mindset that I have, and those are not the things that I think about. So when I do get the negative comment or the rude comment or the invasive comment, that's what is jarring. And I'm like, oh shoot, I have to remember, hello, there are 127,000 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But on an everyday basis, I don't even think about those things. So yeah, that's how I decide. Only when I'm reminded, just to be honest. When I'm reminded, I'm like, I ain't gonna share nothing. And I don't like to be put in a situation where I feel violated. So for me, I'll close it all off. That's just me. Like, I will close it down, shut it down immediately. When I was on live before, you know, my sister passed and people were asking questions about that, I understand that they were concerned maybe, or just nosy. Shut it down. No more lives, you know? That's just how I am. But I'm working on like finding that balance. Next question. Where is your bone straight wig from? The one in the stories or mini vlog? Oh, that unit, that's from TCC Hair, one of my favorite wig companies. And I only wear it straight. Another comment, how are you feeling? I'm good. And thank you for being you. I love your content. Thank you, sis, so much. I appreciate your support. So the next question is 3 favorite stores for home goods. So I love home goods. Y'all know that. CB2, loving CB2. And honestly, Amazon has some good stuff. I just created my Amazon store, y'all. They got all the things. Loving Amazon right now. So off the top of my head, those are the 3. Next question, how do you maintain work, personal life, relationship, and YouTube? Girl, just day by day. One of the main things that I do is write everything down. I have a planner and I have a notebook. Every single thing, like when I'm overwhelmed, I literally have to write down, send email to this person, like go to the post office, like literally every detail of life. Because I feel like once it's written down, it's like I've been able to download it from my brain and I have more space in there to kind of work around and maneuver through life, you know? But yeah, that's how I do it. I mean, one day at a time, one step at a time, and it does get tiring. It definitely becomes overwhelming at times. But the only thing you can do is just try to be present, you know, and hope that you have people around you that understand that, and giving yourself grace too. Next question, do you plan to continue doing more vlogs? I will vlog when I have things to actually show. I've always said this, but it's not a normal practice for me to pick up the camera every time I'm doing something. Most of the fun things I end up doing never make it to video, and I hate it because I'm like, man, that would have been so good for them to see. But it's always after the fact because I'm such a in the moment type of person. And it's crazy because my family's like, when you go on these trips, you need to take time. You don't need to be vlogging and all that. And I'm thinking, I'm actually trying to get content for the people. But from the outside looking in, I get my family feels like I'm showing too much and not taking the time for myself. But for me, I feel like, man, they always miss the best parts, you know? So I'm trying to find that balance. But vlogs are good. Like, I don't watch vlogs as much, but I do enjoy learning more about the people who I enjoy, you know? Another, do you want children? Y'all gotta chill on the Ren. Chill on the Ren, okay? What field is your corporate job? I work in finance for healthcare. Tell us more about the move, how you plan to decorate. Hope all is going well. So I've purchased a few things and you guys will see that as it comes along. I'm gonna do lighter colors. I'm gonna do cream couch, cream chairs with some black accents, things like that. I don't know the style of it, what it's called. I'm just picking out stuff that I like. And I'm trying to take my time because the last time when I bought things, I'm just buying everything I like and I try to like cram it in one space. And it was just so many different things going on. So now I want to make sure I get the big pieces in and then start creating around that. So it's a little bit more cohesive that way. And I actually just ordered some new nightstands and they are the wrong color, y'all. Listen, after waiting, I don't know what to do. Okay, I don't know what to do. Next question, what is your secret on spending so much money in hard times? That's an interesting question. I think it's having multiple streams of income. And also, I don't think people realize how many free things we receive. Like, I work with luxury brands now. I work with so many different companies that a lot of things I can get for free, and that saves me money on, I don't have to buy clothes. I don't have to buy anything. So it's like I have the extra money. Also, I have 2 incomes, like 2 full incomes, you know what I mean? So it's just extra money there for spending. Anything that I make or that I've spent on like luxury goods, shoes, bags, fragrances, all that is extra money. Bills are paid, savings are taken care of, investments, all those things are a whole different pile, you know, a whole different section. So that's really how, and I didn't used to spend like this when I didn't have it. So just those multiple streams of income has definitely been a huge help. It says, so random, but how is the fit of the Paris, Texas boots? Paris, Texas boots actually do run true to size. I always get a size 8 in my boots, even though I wear a 7.5, but I could fit a 7.5. I just like a 8, you know, thicker socks and all of that, just comfort. Next question, will you do a vlog on the house hunting or buying process? Well, no, because we're already here. It took a while for us to get here, and I did not film any of this because during all of this, I was also going through so much loss and just so many different, a whirlwind of emotions that I wasn't even thinking to pick up the camera, to be honest. There were times I did not want to share anything because I felt like maybe I may jinx it or something. I don't know. It was just so many bad things happening around me. I didn't want to do that. So no, I did not vlog that process. Next question is, where is your boyfriend? I love all of your content, especially when you do the Zara hauls. God is good. Well, he's at home right now. And thank you so much. Next question is, what I miss? Why are you moving? Oh, where are you moving? I'm still living in the same, I'm still living in Nashville. I'm moving just because I needed more space. And you didn't miss nothing, girl. We here. How did you become an influencer and what got you started? I've already touched on that. Well, I started blogging because my best friend, Rich, he had really encouraged me, and he took me out and took pictures and all of that of me. But it really just started just for my love of fashion and everybody knowing that. So everybody felt like I should do something in fashion. And at the time, blogging was kind of creeping in like that, and I discovered it, and I was like, have you seen these things? He was like, you need to do this, you need to be a blogger. And I'm like, yeah, no. So that's kind of how it, you know, long story short. Next question, because you're growing, how are you doing maintaining full-time work with influencer work? Prioritizing. It's hard. Okay, listen, it's so difficult right now. But writing everything down, I can't say that enough. Literally making a list every single day is how I am maintaining. Do you still work a 9-to-5? If so, what do you do? Yes, I do. I work in finance. We're on the last couple of questions. Can we get a bag trend of 2022? Oh, let me think about that. I haven't even been looking at the bag trends. But yeah, let me think about that. And the last question we have here is tips for staying consistent with a diet. Girl, listen, the only tips that I have is that it's all within you. Everything you need is within you. It's a choice. Do you want to or do you not? It is hard, yes, but we have to make hard choices in life, and we can make easy ones too. It's easy for me to say, you know what, I'm overwhelmed today. I'm gonna go have me a huge seafood boil and a cocktail, or I'm overwhelmed today and I'm gonna have me some fried chicken from Princess Chicken, or, you know, that's easy, and I do it. And then there are some days where I have to work a little harder to say, no matter what, I'm gonna stay on track today. So those are the tips. Like, there's no magic answer. As y'all have seen, my weight fluctuate up and down for years, you know, so there is no magic answer. You just have to know that anything that you want is within you. It's all about the choice that you make. They never said that the choice would be easy though, right? I think that's all the questions. Oh, sorry. Next question is best investment piece, clothing or jewelry? I would say jewelry. Jewelry is something that you can pass down for decades. I mean, you can have jewelry for centuries, you know what I'm saying? Clothes, I feel like they'll disintegrate at least at a point. And you wear the clothes a little more, and clothes are made out of materials that can get ratty and stuff like that. Metals, diamonds, they usually last you forever. So clearly jewelry is the best investment piece. Okay, here's a question. It says, you said the questions were too PG last time, so I'll spice it up a bit. Have you ever had a one-night stand? Yo, you gotta chill. So here's the thing. Yes and no, I guess. So I have talked to somebody for a little while, and then, you know, the time came to do that, and then I just never called them back, you know. So that's the closest I would say to like a one night stand. But I don't just meet people. Like if I go out tonight and meet somebody and bring them home and never talk to them again, then no, that's crazy. So no. But as far as like the first time doing something and not talking to them no more after that, yes, I have done that. That was a good one. But anyway, y'all, that is all of the questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. Thank you so much for asking me these questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, and comment down below some other things that you want to see on the channel moving forward. Just give me a little bit of time here as I get settled. You hear the echo, there's nothing here. So yeah, I will talk to you on my next video. Bye, y'all.